Hey guys, it's Eric here and this is my unboxing and review of the HMD Pulse Pro. When you open the box, we get the phone, of course, a get started guide, product and safety. Here we can see all the supported 4G bands, including the infamous Glow 4G band 28, which is still a thing. We get a pair of proprietary headphones, a standard 10-watt charger, and a USB Type-C cable, and of course the SIM ejector tool. This phone came already fitted inside a clear silicone case, and then we have the screen protector already applied. Moving on the front of the phone you have a 6.56-inch HD Plus LCD display with 90Hz refresh rate. At the top, you have a centered punch hole that houses a 50-megapixel selfie camera. On the back, you have a 50-megapixel main camera and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. On the left, you have a tray that houses 2 nano SIM cards and an SD card. On the right, you have your volume rocker and power button, which doubles up as a fingerprint sensor. On the top, you have nothing. On the bottom, you have a speaker, a USB Type-C port, a microphone, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The Pulse Pro's design is both pretty and mature. It's not begging to be noticed, especially in this color, but at the same time it's hard to guess how much this phone costs just by looking at it, because HMD has adopted this design signature on their more expensive models yet to come. It's on the heavier side, which is very Nokia-esque. With the case on, this black ocean color looks a little blue-black, but without the case it looks like a lot of tiny blue glitters. It has a plastic back and frame. The display is on the average side as far as LCD displays go. I prefer warmer whites, and thankfully that could be adjusted in the settings. Outdoors, the sunlight legibility is mid when compared with flagships, but this is not a flagship. The bezels are not too thick and its chain isn't big enough to fit a logo, which is refreshing to see. It has a single fiery mono speaker that leaves more to be desired, but I think most people will have stereo headphones plugged in for music and movies. No big deal. The side-mounted fingerprint sensor works like a charm. We also get Face ID, which of course isn't as secure and doesn't work in pitch darkness. HMD Pulse Pro comes with 256 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM. We also get an additional 8 gigs of virtual RAM, which after a few years I still don't think makes a functional difference when it's turned on. It's turned off here by default and I will actually leave it like that. We're running on stock Android 14, which is what we've come to know and love about Nokia phones. Glad that has not changed. By default, it comes with HMD monochrome icon style, which I quite like. It is totally customizable though. HMD Pulse Pro uses the Unisoc T606 CPU clocked at 1.6 GHz. It's a 12nm chipset, so my expectations were measured. Day-to-day apps like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram run really well with very little hiccups. The surprising part is that I got lost playing Genshin Impact for 8 hours on this phone, and I mean 8 hours straight. It wasn't on the highest graphics settings and certainly not the smoothest experience, but I was not frustrated at any point playing this game, and I only stopped to charge when the battery was low. Speaking of battery, this phone is a battery beast. Most phones with 5000 mAh battery are good, but they don't get past the 6-hour mark playing Genshin Impact. You get way over a full day battery, and I don't mean the way brands advertise. I mean even with the I'm on my phone all day kind of usage. It took 1 hour to charge from 0 to 75% and 2 hours 30 minutes to charge to 100% with a fast charger. But the 10-watt charger that came in the box charged to 44% in an hour and 3 hours 10 minutes for a full charge. Moving on to the camera, I was really impressed by this shot taken using the 50-megapixel mode on the primary camera. The contrast, the skin tone, the details are quite crispy. However, the selfie camera looks pretty mid. Same can be said for the portrait mode. The primary camera has a way better sense of depth than the selfie camera, though this is usually the case for all Android phones. We are spoiled with 6 bokeh modes to choose from. For those who want their portrait shots looking extra professional, this is your bread and butter. It shoots videos in 1080p from both the primary and selfie camera, and while there's no image stabilization on either, the quality will suffice for talking head videos. I'm shooting this video with the front-facing camera of the HMD Pulse Pro. I'm going to switch on over to the back so that we can see exactly what that quality looks like. Currently shooting with the back-facing camera of the HMD Pulse Pro, so let me know what you think in the comments. Does anyone still use night mode? I'm genuinely curious. The HMD Pulse Pro on paper has a lot of similarities with mid-range Nokia phones, complete with a familiar solid feel in the hand, a user experience that is light, relatively snappy, a respectable primary camera, not to mention battery life that is annoyingly fantastic. We can expect 3 years of security patches plus Android 15 and 16 software updates, which is icing on the cake if you're coming from competing brands at this price point. It is priced at 224,400 naira and is available in all the major retail stores nationwide. However, be sure to check out the Pulse Plus, which only differs in camera, charging speed, and of course price. Same awesome design. I'd love to know your thoughts about the Pulse Pro in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Do subscribe for more videos like this, as it will mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.